Chelsea are now 3 points clear of us in the Premier League, on track for Europa League spot, and have much better goal difference than us after a brilliant comeback versus Nottingham Forest. And I am fuming because if Chelsea finish above us, we are the banter club. Now, I do not want that to happen. But Cole Palmer with another ridiculous performance. I mean, his pass for the Mudryk, Jackson could have scored a goal, and that pass was unbelievable. Cole Palmer, idiots will go, oh, Cole penalty. His passing is ridiculous. It is so good. His IQ, his vision. There's not a 21-year-old close to him right now. He is the best under 21 player in the league, and he should win Young Player of the Season because Isak is like 24 and being nominated. Anyway, he's better than all the other nominees. He should win anyway, despite age. He's my player of the season, Cole Palmer, and I'm saying that as a United fan. But I want to talk about Chelsea 3, Nottingham Forest 2. Good 10 minutes from Chelsea. Really good first 10 minutes from Chelsea. Really good last 10 minutes from Chelsea. The middle bit was a bit of a mess from Chelsea. They started to look a little bit like their old selves in the middle. Things weren't working. But to be fair to Pochettino, the subs changed the game. And Reece James, man, I thought he'd be rusty. He's been out so much lately the last 2 years. He's been out, I think, 152 days. I thought he looked rusty. Reece James came back like he never left. Reece James was like, people are laughing when people are chucking me in a Euro squad saying I'm not ready. Because, it's a big risk to take Reece James to the Euros. He's like, yeah, my haters... people are acting like Reece James is bad now because he's been out injured for so long. And Reece James took that personally. He was just like, first time pass, assist, bosh. Gusto really improved the game. Sterling really improved the game, and he's been criticised a lot lately, and rightly so. He's been poor. Reece James back like he never left. Caicedo's looking like that 100 million player. So we're going to deep dive and analyse Chelsea. We're going to talk about a lot of things. And I have to say I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming because you've come back into the game and you've got 3 wins in a row now. It's like something's finally clicking for Poch. And while this wasn't the best performance from Chelsea, there was times where they were vulnerable to the counter-attack. Callum Hudson-Odoi, written in the stars, was going to be Nottingham Forest's best player today. A bit like Alanga was when we played Nottingham Forest. But the one thing I would say about Chelsea this season is, and I've said this as a United fan, Chelsea and Newcastle generally deserve to finish above us. Their goal difference is a lot better than us for a reason, but they've underperformed their XG, they've underperformed their metrics, particularly Chelsea. Like Chelsea in 2024, I think would be 4th or 5th in the league form, better than Tottenham, better than Man U, better than Newcastle. But Chelsea have often, sometimes played well and wasted so many chances and, lost games, which, to be fair, like they didn't do enough to win, but actually they did do enough to win. They just didn't take their chances, and sometimes they've underperformed their XG, whereas Man United have been awful and ended up winning games through Bruno Fernandes' brilliance. So we've been in a situation where there's a lot of games we deserve to lose and we won them. Whereas Chelsea, if they actually play well, sometimes they don't put their chances away and drop points. Maybe it was the youngness of Chelsea, but today, Chelsea weren't at their best, but they got the 3 points. They showed that relentless mentality of being 2-1 down and not giving up in those final 10 minutes. A bit like when they played United and they got those 2 goals. They didn't give up, Chelsea. They had that belief. And we're starting to see a Chelsea side with belief. We're starting to see a change in Chelsea. 3 wins in a row. Weren't at their best today, but this time they won. When Chelsea weren't at their best in the past, they'd lose. Even when Chelsea were the better team in the past, they'd lose. They're starting to get 3 points when they're not 100% at it the whole game, which is something we've not seen from Chelsea a lot this season. They're getting a few wins in a row. They're starting to gel. You're starting to see improvements in general players. And Caicedo, he's really starting to click and look like that player Chelsea signed. So I have to say, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be feeling a little bit excited ahead of next season because there's really a lot of positives at Chelsea at the moment in the sense of they look like they're starting to tell, they look like they're starting to click. It's going to, they've been a big mess for a while. It's going to take Poch time, but Poch is so slowly showing what he can do because I think the problem at Chelsea has been a lot more than sort of the manager situation. But Cole Palmer, man, and the mad thing is Chelsea signed all these players and Cole Palmer was one of them, the most question marks around him. But Cole Palmer may go down as one of the best signings in Premier League history. You'd argue he is signing of the season. Yeah, he is signing of the season. Yeah, he's the best signing this season. 40 goal contributions for Cole Palmer. 26 goals, 14 assists. I think 9 of the goals are penalties, but he still had 30 goal contributions without penalties, which is insane. And he's just turned 22. Now, the thing that I find crazy about Cole Palmer is this is his first full season in professional football. And also, he's not in a Man City squad that's really stable where he's going to be playing with great players and all of that. Like, obviously, Cole Palmer is a level ahead of the Chelsea players, but the Chelsea players aren't to the level of the City players. Yeah. Imagine how many more assists Cole Palmer would have if that was Haaland on the end of it, not Nicholas Jackson. And while Nicholas Jackson's general all-round play, I'd say you could argue was better than Haaland's. As a finisher, you don't beat Haaland. But imagine like the amount of numbers he'd have if he was playing week in, week out for City. The thing is, with City, they wouldn't let him play week in, week out, so it was smart to go to Chelsea. But the fact that this is his first full season in football, he didn't have like a genuine like Premier League goal before he joined Chelsea, and he was this raw kind of player that was a bit of a risk. To be this good, he's the first player in Premier League history for Chelsea to register 10 plus goals and 10 plus assists in his third season. He's 22 years of age and he had very little experience before joining Chelsea. He took a massive risk. He could have been safe at City, stable environment, moulded into the Man City environment, all these world-class players around him that would guide him and all of that. But he went to Chelsea and he did it in a Chelsea shirt. I mean, he's putting up these numbers in the Chelsea side, but he's often been let down by his teammates. Chelsea have looked a lot better these recent games, and you can start to see, oh, you know what, there's a good player in Caicedo. You know what, Jackson, he's very bipolar. Sometimes he's crap for 45 minutes, then he's good for the other 45 minutes. But, you know, you can see there's potential in these Chelsea players. But Cole Palmer, this 21-year-old kid who played very little football, joins Chelsea, loads of question marks around them, and he just goes, bosh. 40 goal contributions. Had he got 20 goal contributions, you'd say, considering Chelsea, the circumstances, it'd be a very good season. But 40, like to show you how ridiculous 40 goal contributions is from Cole Palmer, there's only a couple other players on 40 goal contributions this season, and I'm going to get their names up on the screen here. Okay, these are the other players on 40 goal contributions: Mbappe, Kane, and Haaland. Cole Palmer right now is on the same level as Mbappe, Kane, and Haaland. Is there a 22-year-old in football right now better than Cole Palmer? Like, is there? And I'm saying this as a United fan because I can't believe how good he has been. I mean, he got the one assist today, could have got 2 or 3. He was so good. Even when he doesn't get goals and assists, like he's one of those, when he gets the ball, he's dangerous. Every time he gets the ball, he's dangerous. The IQ and decision-making to play these passes that split defensive lines, his ability is ridiculous. I honestly am amazed by how good he's been in terms of link-up play, decision-making, passing, the technique to execute the pass, ball striking, scoring goals, putting away the penalty with confidence. And I can't believe that this is his first full season in professional football. He's joined a Chelsea side that is nowhere near the finished product, that is raw, and he stepped up. And I think that is crazy. But I could be talking about Cole Palmer all day. It's a bit boring talking about him because he does it every week. Like, Cole Palmer being man of the match is like, all right, yeah, Cole Palmer's man of the match again today. I mean, he's been amazingly good, and I think he deserves young player of the season at least, even though Foden's in there as well. And I'd probably give it to him over Foden. I think he's been better than Foden as a United fan. But I want to talk about other Chelsea players. I want to talk about Moises Caicedo. 1 assist today, had a very good performance, 111 touches, 2 key passes. I've really seen growth in Moises Caicedo. I don't think Moises Caicedo has been bad for Chelsea, but because he cost 100 million, he's labelled a flop. Like, I think his first couple of games were iffy, but had Moises Caicedo been £40 million, I don't think one person would call him a flop. He's not been a 100 million player like Declan Rice has, but I'd say, 2024, Moises Caicedo has been very good for Chelsea. He's done the job. He's looking like the player Chelsea brought. And I think next season, that's when you can really judge Caicedo. If he takes that step up and continues this next season, to be worth 100 million, maybe he's got to do a little bit more. But I think he's starting to say, you know what, this was a good signing. That's how I describe it. I don't know 100% if he works as sort of a lone 6, and I think he needs that support so you can license his ability on the ball more. But I think Moises Caicedo has been very underrated for Chelsea, and this was another monster game from Caicedo as well. I think, he, was brilliant today. I really do. And I think while I think Raheem Sterling and Reece James changed the game, I think Caicedo was really, really important in that as well. Cucurella went back to his old self a little bit in that first half, but I do think in general Chelsea got better in the second half. But the way I described this performance was Cole Palmer and Caicedo were probably standouts. Mudryk was decent. Madueke didn't have his best game. I thought Chalobah looked all right, to be fair to him. And I think Chelsea's academy players, I think it's crazy that they'll sell them because I think they've got some really good academy players. But I thought the way Reece James came on and just thought, yeah, back like I never left was just bosh. But Chelsea right now, they've got Gusto coming back and Cuckoo coming back and Reece James coming back into the squad. Poch is finally starting to find some form. They've got key players coming back from injury. Poch is starting to find some rhythm. There's going to be an investment in clear out in the summer. More signings are going to come in. And of course, those signings are going to take time to gel. But if you look at Chelsea in 2024, I think they'd be 4th or 5th. If you look at how Chelsea have underperformed a lot of their metrics and now they're starting to perform those metrics, if you look at that managers statistically do better in the second season, I do think Chelsea are on good track. I do. And now I'm just scared that they're going to finish above us because they probably will unless we beat Arsenal, Newcastle and Brighton. So, yeah. Yeah, Chelsea might finish with Europa League. And I think considering the start of the season and where they've been last season, fair to them.